When you look into the eyes of a jaguar, you see a fire burning behind. There's something there that we cannot understand, something ancient, something much older than us. Ancient cultures worshipped the jaguar. They knew the jaguar was special. They saw it as an animal that could pass between worlds. It wandered both in the mortal world and the afterlife. It could pass between reality and dreams. And I think humankind has been under its spell forever.
Lizardo.
Hello, Wes.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
After talking with Lizardo at WWF Mexico, I learned a lot about jaguar conservation. I learned about a lot of the problems that they're facing. One of the biggest ones being that their habitat has been separated, it's been fragmented.
To try to look in some strategies for conservation. Working in corridors is probably the most important and effective way to protect in general an species.
So there's these places where jaguars are doing really well, where they've established themselves, they have a lot of wilderness, there's not that much human conflict in those areas, but those spaces are few and far in between. The key behind the work that World Wildlife Fund Mexico is doing is connecting those places. So finding corridors for jaguars that they can pass, and then talking to the people on the ground, the people that own the land, making sure they understand the importance of having jaguars, because they are an umbrella species. So jaguars affect everything in the ecosystem. And so a big part of this work is making sure that not only are we protecting these corridors where they're forced to coexist with people, but we're also protecting those places where they're allowed to exist in wilderness. For me, seeing a jaguar in the wild is one of the most special experiences you can have, because this is an animal that the second it steps into the forest, it disappears. You only get to see it if it wants you to see it. You know, you don't find the jaguar finds you. Sometimes looking for a jaguar can take weeks or months or even years. There's researchers that have never seen one. You have to follow tracks, you have to follow scat, you have to look for markings. Sometimes you get lucky and one simply steps out of the woods right in front of you. The first time I looked into the eyes of a jaguar, it made me realize that this is an animal we can't afford to lose. It changes who we are. We do need to make sure that they're able to coexist with humans, because if we don't, we lose our connection to the wilderness. We lose our connection to something that's very ancient inside of us.